How you doing, guys? It's time once again for the Battlbox. One of my favorite times of the month. This one they just shipped in an incognito box, which is fine by me, and it's a nice big one. So just gonna rip into this thing, see what we got. Alright guys, let's see what we got. One is a backpack. This is a solid little day pack, hiking pack, battle tack. Pull this out of here and see what we're working with. It's in a big Ziploc, a resealed Ziploc. Cool orange color. It's got elastic bands on there if you need to attach a bedroll or something like that. This is a cool pack. Nice thick padding, if you can see on the shoulders. It's even got that new car smell. It's got some pockets here on the waist strap. Really big beefy kidney pad. I don't know if you can see that. Water bottle holder. Some almost like Molly type webbings or straps you can put stuff into. Some more elastic bands here. A little almost like a phone or electronics or wallet pouch right near the top. Big pouch in there with a padded compartment that you could put a laptop or something. This would be a great little like travel bag, or just a obviously hiking and things like that. Day hiking. It's not huge, but it's got the hydration bladder or tablet carrier, as I said. Hydration port that you can stick your tube holder. Yeah, that's important to have clips here on the strap, because a lot of the backpacks, the strap will be dangling down and you won't have anywhere to connect it. So this is a pretty legit pack. I like that a lot. Good hiking and stuff. It seems like that's what this is going to be, is like hiking and outdoor activities. Check this out. Flameless cook system. It's a little mess kit. Flameless. So I don't know if it uses some kind of like an MRE heater, like a chemical heater. Let's check into this thing. This is a Baro, B-A-R-O cook, flameless cook system. Windproof, fireless, no ventilation required, sleep-proof and rain-proof. You can do it indoor, high altitude compatible. As you got the instructions on the back. Yeah, it's a water heating pad, just like you have for MREs. That's pretty cool. And it's got like a really high density plastic there. Snap-on lid, got your instructions. And it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got what looks to be like a little aluminum or stainless steel. Yeah, it looks like some kind of steel, not aluminum. And that fits inside there. Pretty awesome. Then you use these pads. That's cool. That's something I wouldn't have even considered. I mean, I know they have the MRE chemical heaters, but to make a cook set that's actually built around the heaters and not that you have to put, have something in a bag already. This little protector, or maybe it just helps keep it warm or keep your hands from getting burned on it. Really cool. Definitely not something that's not bad to have inside a car kit or for camping trips. I don't think this would be a good long-term kind of shit hit the fan solution for cooking, just because you'd have to have so many of those little packets. But for a get-home bag or car kit, or in certainly this normal situation, using it for camping or even just travel, cheap eating in a situation where you're not maybe just camping out of your car and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome. Definitely feels quality. Then we have the same company, Baro Cook. I think it's the same thing, but it's a little bottle version of it, a smaller 400 milliliter version. It comes in a bottle. That's pretty cool. Sorry if I'm not holding this stuff up to the camera for you guys. So it has like a smaller pack, heating pad, a couple of them in there, and then it comes with world first innovated flameless cooking system, the BarroCook. Has this neoprene sleeve, has the plastic outer shell. This one's really snug. It's like vacuum sealing. Has some more of the heaters in there, and then it has an O-ring and almost like a thermos lid on there. That's really cool. This one would probably even better for a bag, like a get-home bag or a bug-out bag, because it's smaller and it can double as a cup, you know, if you need to. Really awesome. That's some cool technology. Maybe I'll try that out in a video. BarroCook. Interesting idea. Hopefully it works as well as it's supposed to in practice. Definitely feels like quality pieces there. I like having the set of big and small. Here you go. Here's a little mini stove that you can use using like the Esbit fuel blocks, solid fuel cubes. You could use like a sterno can. You could probably even use a tea light candle and just slide it in under the little pot. Obviously this is not a pot. You get the fuel cubes. You can usually just light those with any open flame. I don't think they will light from a spark. Some of those type of fire starter cubes will, but I think the fuel cubes you probably need an actual flame already. It's been a while since I've used any one of those. Yeah, it says ignites with matches or lighter. So this doesn't include the pot, obviously, but you should have some kind of mess kit or something. And then this just sits open like that. Put the little fuel cube in the middle, and it has holes in the bottom so air can come through. And this is Esbit. Oh yeah, that's Esbit brand even. I didn't even notice that. See in the corner. Cool. Esbit stove and fuel cubes. This is another great emergency backup. Very lightweight. Great for just doing a little heating up or boiling a little bit of water. Takes up very little space. And it's solid state fuel, so you don't really have to worry too much about transporting it. It's not going to spill or make a mess or anything like that. Here we have a set of some sort of coupon on there of carabiners to any fabric. Attach a carabiner to any fabric. Interesting. You use these rubber things to loop through, and I guess it pinches it. Yeah, you push a fold through. Very interesting. Very interesting. Without fabric, without causing damage. So you on a tarp or something, you could attach a way to, anchor a tarp or something that doesn't have grommets in it, or attach something onto a piece of clothing, something like that. Lots of reasons you could come up with those. One of the tips that I remember from back in the day, I think it was even in the Boy Scout manuals. I wasn't in Boy Scouts, but my grandfather was an Eagle Scout years ago, and so he had the old school Scouts manual, and I think it was in there, maybe it's been in a regular survival book, about how you can take a piece of fabric like that, put a stone in it. So basically, if you have like this tissue, you put the rock in here, and then you tie a rope behind the rock, tight loop around it, and then it can't slide out because the rock is bigger than the loop you've made it in the. So you can do it that way too, or you can probably do it a lot quicker and a lot more easily with these. But there's almost always a solution, even if you don't have gear. Be Prepared Explorer. I have no idea what this is. Maybe it's a compass? That's what it looks like. Let's see what they got for us. think I was right. There we go. And it looks like it has some adhesive safety on the mirrored part portion of it there. It's got a rotation bezel, so you can do all your land navigation needs here. Doesn't look like it has a lanyard hole. I guess you would have to just loop it through the hinge. There's a spot there you could loop through around the, basically the, actually no, there's nothing there. I think that started to slide out. That's not good. Because I thought there was a bar that went, yeah, see that actually poked out a little bit. Right here. Push it back in. So that's not good. Maybe that'll slide out on you. I don't think it could slide out all the way because it would come in contact with the other one. But I don't see a way to put a lanyard on this. So that's interesting. But you could put it in a pouch always. I was always a fan of the military metal ones just because they seem so robust, but they are kind of clunky. But they also had the tritium on there, like the night sights, where it would always be illuminated at night, which was very useful. Not that you should be doing a whole lot of trying to find your way around through the woods at night, but it might come up, and if it does, you want to be able to find your way. Here we have some insoles. These are thick and jelly. Really gelling like a felon, as they say. So this is related to hiking or orienteering or something like that, because you have the compass, you've got the travel pack, a way to cook, and shoes, so you expect to be doing some walking, so that's got to be the theme of this one. Feel like they'd be pretty comfortable, and you presumably, would cut them to size. You can see how they have rings on here. These lines have different sizes written next to it, so depending on what size you are. Although I wouldn't just go by whatever it says. I would step on it, see where my foot is, make a little mark. But it should give you a general idea. Then we have a bladder, and this could actually go in the pack that they gave us, which is cool. It's always nice to get a fresh bladder. It's got a shrouded hose here to keep it cool and to keep it from getting damaged. It's got a handle in that part. Pretty standard hydration bladder. Nothing too crazy. This one is, let's see how many ounces it is. 72 ounces, I think it says. Pretty cool. It's nice to have a couple of these lying around fresh. Cool deal. Looks like it has a piece of foam in there I'm going to want to take out before I use it to help protect it. But never can go wrong with some extras of those. Here we go, the knife/tool. These have always been good. Let's see what we got here. SOG, I know I like their stuff. This is a baton multi-tool. So it's a multi-tool that comes in originally in a stick shape, it looks like, before you open it, which is pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. Might help it keep it from opening up on you like some of them do, or make it easier to open, especially one-handed. We'll see. Maybe it's harder. We'll see if we can see what the advantages and disadvantages are. Oh, it's got more than one sticker holding this thing shut. Speaking of opening things, all right. Sorry if I've been moving out of the camera for this one. I'm not paying attention. It's kind of a nice box. Some paperwork under there. This is it. It feels it's a metal construction, it's not plastic, which is nice, especially for a multi-tool because you might be using pliers and things like that. So I'm not sure how this opens. Am I going to need to figure this out? Or am I going to have to read instructions? Oh, slides open first. There you have it. It's got a little spring in it too, which a lot of multi-tools don't actually have. So you have to close it and then also using your fingers or something usually push them open. Not a huge deal one way or the other, but it is nice to have it open up a little bit on its own. It's got a pocket clip. Let's see what other kind of tools it has in here. On the black handled side, we have what looks like a screwdriver, Phillips head, with a little bit of some sort of can opener and a like a wire stripper right there. Then we have a larger flathead screwdriver with a bit of a beveled edge. It's actually a very beveled edge. It's almost a sharp edge. Pretty cool there. Then we have a blade, kind of like an awl shape. So you can thread things through there if you want, punch through, but it is very sharp. And then we have a very thin flathead. Uses a nail pick or something like that if we needed to as well. Then on the other side, we got a blade. Not too big. That's not always, you don't always need a big blade on these. Let's get these all out at once so I can put the blade back. Alright. And then we have, feels like a file. It's got two different, one very fine and one slightly more, you can't even see the lines almost on that. Basically just for nails or something like that because it's super, super smooth compared to a normal file. It's not very coarse at all, so only would you be able to remove the very soft materials. Then we have the bottle opener with another flathead screwdriver on there, and then a can opener with a very small flathead screwdriver on there. And this actually does have a locking mechanism of sorts too. You can't close it until you push in that, and then they close. So these all lock open. And of course you've got the pliers that do have a little snipping action in there. And it closes back into your stick. Pretty cool all in all. I like how quick it is to deploy. You just go like that, bam. And I'm sure you could do some sort of one-handed. Yeah, maybe lube it up a little more, get smoother with that. There you go, one-handed. It'd be much harder to put it back with one hand, but it's definitely nice and lubed up. It'll keep it lasting long. Cool, I like it. It'll remain to be seen if this shape is actually more convenient for storage and carrying than a regular. But we'll see. So cool, that is the box this time, guys. Let's see what the, I don't want to make these videos too long. I want to get through this stuff. But let's see what they call the official theme. It is day hike / backpacking, so I was right about that. Pretty cool. Really like. This is all stuff that I think anyone can use. I mean, you can never have too many camping type equipment, especially if you actually go camping. Stuff will wear down. There's different situations where you might need different types of gear, smaller, more portable, or other times more robust, and then different things like that you can just always have more of this stuff as long as you got space to put it somewhere. So once again, I'm super happy with all the stuff that's in these battle boxes. Definitely go check them out. Battlbox. And I don't think there's been a single one of these that I've been disappointed with. Obviously, not every single piece of equipment that's in these is always the best ever. There's some that are, take it or leave it, or it's not up to the designer quality that you would hope for everything that you own being. But there's nothing that I've really been like, ugh, this is disappointing. Some stuff that, I'm just not into personally or whatever, but that's almost what's good about getting this format is that especially if you're doing it for preparedness. If you're really just doing it as a hobby, it's not as big of a deal. But for preparedness reasons, we sort of gloss over stuff that we're not that into. So if it's something that may be useful in a real shift van scenario, but it's something you don't really care that much about, you're probably not going to get it on your own. So it might slip through the cracks. But when you get these battle boxes, there's stuff like that sprinkled in. You're like, whatever, but now you have it when you wouldn't have otherwise got it, which is awesome. And it's built, especially the one a few boxes ago that was firefighting equipment and stuff like that. Super important, but really not sexy or exciting. It's not something that people even think of a lot of times to get. And there's one or two things that seems like that in almost every box. And it's fantastic. Really like it. And thanks for watching, guys.